Perhaps you've spent much of your life feeling like you don't quite fit in. Not because you're too distant, but because you feel too deeply. Maybe the world has often felt loud, rushed, and shallow, while inside you, there has always been something quieter, deeper, harder to explain. What if the problem was never you? What if there are others like you, sensitive, reflective, restless people, who are also searching for a place where they don't have to defend themselves or force themselves to fit in? This video and this channel exist for that reason, to offer understanding, welcome, and a path of deep self-knowledge for those who have always felt there was something more, but never found where that could truly exist. For Carl Jung, no one is highly sensitive by accident. Deep sensitivity is rarely just a personality trait. It is often a psychological adaptation. Many empaths grew up in environments where the emotional atmosphere was unstable, where noticing another person's mood was a form of protection. You learn to read silences, micro-expressions, subtle shifts in the environment, not because of spirituality, but because of survival. Over time, this perception becomes more refined. You enter a space and feel the tension before a word is spoken. You notice conflicts no one names. You sense pains that were never verbalized. Jung called this differentiated perception. But there is a cost when this ability is not accompanied by consciousness. When sensitivity is not integrated, it turns into absorption. You feel everything, but you don't know what is yours and what belongs to someone else. You become the emotional regulator of the environment, the buffer of conflict, the one who understands, welcomes, and holds space, even when it costs you deeply. Over time, you learn that setting boundaries feels like rejection, that saying no feels like abandonment, that protecting yourself feels selfish. And so you begin to confuse spirituality with enduring the unbearable. Jung observed this repeatedly, people becoming ill not because of their own unconscious contents, but because they were carrying material that was never theirs. You become a repository for the collective shadow. Narration, soft, close. Perhaps you learn to survive on your own, to feel a lot and say little, to observe yourself in silence. And that may have led you to believe that this path had to be solitary. But Jung understood something essential. When individuals begin to individuate, they naturally recognize one another, not through labels, not through ideologies, but through resonance. When people like this meet, they don't need to explain themselves. They feel. This space exists for that reason, to remind you that even in your uniqueness, you are not alone. In the search for consciousness and meaning. For Jung, almost no one chooses individuation voluntarily. It usually arrives as a rupture. In the empath's life, it often arrives as betrayal. Not a simple disappointment, but the deep collapse of an image, held together for years. It usually comes from the person to whom you gave the most, protected the most, explained yourself to the most. And then you see, not with anger, but with clarity. You realize your empathy was used as a resource, that your understanding became permission, that your light was mistaken for unlimited availability. This is the decisive point. Either you continue abandoning yourself to preserve relationships, or you honor what you have seen. Jung called this moment the encounter with the personal shadow. There is a major spiritual myth that integrating the shadow makes you softer. No, it makes you more precise. When you integrate the shadow, you stop explaining yourself. You stop justifying. You stop trying to be understood. You don't lose empathy. You lose submission. Jung said that true consciousness does not eliminate aggression. It makes it conscious. You develop something rare, selective empathy. You still feel deeply, but you choose where and with whom. And this unsettles people. Those accustomed to your constant availability call it coldness. But the truth is simple. You are no longer unconscious. Spiritual maturity expresses itself through three clear movements. First, conscious differentiation. You learn to observe emotions without absorbing them. Second, relational selectivity. Deep presence stops being automatic and becomes a choice. Third, silent clarity. You recognize patterns early and trust that recognition not to attack, but to withdraw. This does not isolate you. It positions you. Narration, slower, welcoming. If at any point in your life you felt you had to shrink yourself to fit into the world, know that this space is not about fitting in. It's about inhabiting. Inhabiting your sensitivity, inhabiting your consciousness, inhabiting your uniqueness. This channel is not for those seeking ready-made answers. It's for those seeking to truly see themselves, for those who want to understand their own psyche, their own spirituality, and meet others who walk this same quiet path. If this video made you feel less strange and more recognized, then you already belong here. Stay, explore, share your presence. And tell me in the comments, which part of this path do you feel you are on right now? May your journey not be about losing yourself to fit in, but about finally inhabiting who you are.